their own mind map, right? Okay, do this, do that, and then other teams will be learning it along the way. So rules are clear to everybody. Each team will go one by one, right? Each team will go one by one. At least first 3% should do. Group number one is Itisham, Akib, Bijita, Mohsin, Manib, Tanki, Talha, Abid Pasha, Nabil, Umar Farooq, Rifakat. Room 2 is Akhlaq, Celine, Farad, Girish, Imtiaz, Manu, Nabil, Ramu, Usman, Usama. Room 3 is Lakshman, Manpreet, Matthew, Amer, Fazan, Paul, Saif, Akil. Room 4 is Ali Raza, Hamad, Kasi, Tahir, Netmeet, Asif, Rajesh, Ravi, Shuja. So team number 1, Itisham, team, who's gonna share from team number 1? Team number 1, who's gonna share?
Yes.
Recording in progress.
Team 1, your time starts now. G team 1, please share it, explain it. Akib, if you're talking something, we cannot hear you.
No, however, I am not talking. I am just sharing, and my team member now start.
Okay, perfectly fine. One minute has passed, and I do not.
Yes, from team 1, anyone can start. I will just.
I will start with the fundamental.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So fundamental, we have discussed about the process groups. So when it has 5 parts, so one is initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, closing. For the initiation part, we do project charter, then we have assumption log, and then we have stakeholder register. Under planning, there are total 18 plans what we make and 33 documents. Execution, we execute the work which is already planned, and we raise the change request if any change is required. Under monitoring and control, we actually check what was planned versus the actual ongoing work. And also change request is raised if any changes is needed. And it also has to be approved by change control board before the implementation. And closing is that we close all the project. Closing also includes some of the activity where because of any valid reason, if the project is not successful, in that case also we have to do this process of closing of the project. Then comes project part. So the definition of a project is that it is a temporary endeavor and it has a specific start date and end date. Then we have programs. So all interrelated projects comes under program. So it also has individual project and the combination of related projects. Under portfolio, we have programs, we have projects, and we have operations as well. Project and programs are temporary, but portfolio is permanent, I would say. And then we'll talk about the triple constraint here, which is cost, schedule, and scope. Then comes the organizational type. First one is functional organization. So here we see that function manager has 100% authority and the project manager is not having any authority. We do have project coordinator here, which is having lesser amount of authority, but there is a project expeditor in functional organizational type who has no authority. Then there is a projectized type, which is again we have that only specific projects where the project manager will have 100% authority. Then we will talk about the matrix wise. So we have 3 types. One is strong matrix, the other is balanced, and the weak matrix. According to what just we discussed about the functional manager and a project manager role. So under strong, we have project manager having 100% authority. For weak, we have functional manager having full authority. For the balance, both have the equal authority. And in case of any conflict, the escalation or the conflict is addressed by a sponsor.
Yes.
Then comes the
Yes,
Yeah.
I think thank you, Mr. Vijita. So we can move to another member for another
Yeah.
topic. Thank you very much for your cooperation. So from group one, next member, because we have a short time, other groups will also continue. Next member from the group one.
I can explain, Akib.
Yeah.
So in the stakeholder topic, firstly, the stakeholders are identified. It is by the method of subject matter expert, focus group, facilitated workshop, the document analysis, the OPS, which are the policies and the procedures, and EEF, which is explained by the PESTEL rule. Then, after identification of stakeholders, we categorize them into different categories, which are internal, external, upward, and downward. And after categorization of the stakeholders, we prioritize them using the power interest matrix, which is actually the salience model, the 3D model, and the power interest matrix, where we distribute them into 4 quadrants. Then at the end, there is the stakeholder engagement plan, which is composed of the stakeholder engagement matrix and the strategies which are distributed between the current engagement level of the stakeholder to the desired engagement level of the stakeholder. And in this way, the stakeholders are divided into 5 process groups from initiation, where there is stakeholder register, and in the execution and in the planning part, it's the stakeholder management plan, and in the execution part, we implement the stakeholder engagement plan.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tala. So anyone next from group 1? Communication management plan, or we have a team topic also? From group 1?
Akib, you can do it yourself.
Here we have a communication management plan. Communication management plan basically consists of main 4 R's: right information, right time, right people, with having the right impact. After that, we have a communication requirements depend upon the cultural, political, and communication needs. After that, we have different types of communications. For example, push, pull, and interactive. In the push communication, like we are sending the message like that, or call, or in pull, we send something, and stakeholder can review from their drive or like that. Interactive section, it is one-one through phone call or email. So here we have communication channels. We can calculate through a formula n into n minus 1 over 2, where n is number of the participants. And communication management plan also consists work performance data. Work performance, after it will become work performance information. And after information, it comes work performance report, which we will present to our stakeholder or like that. So after that, this is just part of communication. So after that, we have a team part. In the team, we have team charter, having ground rules, acquire team with SWOT analysis. And after we have develop team, TNA, Tuckman letter theory, and motivational theories here, halo effect and conflict management, RESI, RAM, resource management plan, NT type letter, etc. So here we have Tuckman letter, model Tuckman. In this Tuckman, there is a forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. Further in storming, there is five types: problem to be solved, in disagreement, TM jumps. After that, win or lose. After that, there is a fight or a crusade. After that, there is like a boudoir or escalation, we can say. So regarding teams, there is a motivational theories like Maslow's hierarchy of need, Herzberg motivation hygiene theory, and McGregor theory X and Y, and McLean achievement motivational theory. In Maslow theory, like there is a five needs of team, like food or water, shelter, like physiological, like safety, security, or stability, like relationships or friendships, esteem and respect and recognition, and self-actualization. So this is the main points of the Maslow hierarchy of need. And Heisenberg motivation hygiene theory is there is a two main basically points, like increase satisfaction or prevent dissatisfaction, like achievement recognition is increase satisfaction, and like salary or company policy like that, this is a prevent dissatisfaction hygiene factors. So McGregor theory is like X and Y, employees dislike work and need strict supervisions, like in offices there is cameras or etc. like that. Theory Y, employees are self-motivated and enjoy the responsibility. McLean achievement motivation theory is in this depends upon mainly three components. People's motivated by the three needs, like achievement, power, and affiliation. So this is for the teams. So after that we have Agile. In Agile, basic components, like we have 4 values, 5 events, 3 roles, and 3 documents. 4 values like customer collaboration over contract negotiation, response to change over following plan, working software over comprehensive documentation, individual interaction over process and tool. So in the 5 events, we have a sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, sprint retrospective, and in the 3 roles, we have a Scrum Master, development team, product owner, and the 3 documents like sprint backlog, product backlog, and product increment. So in Agile, there is also information radiator. There is a burn-up chart where we can see how much work is done and how much work is balanced. Kanban board, like if any bottlenecks.
Are you done?
So now, Alibi, now risk is. So after that, there is a risk topic also. In risk topic, there is identified risk. We can identify it through SME, subject metrics, expert, and focus group workshop, document analysis, OPS, EEF, special sector. So there is a risk register also, risk assessment, types of risk, residual risk. In the risk assessment, there is a 2 risk qualitative and quantitative risk analysis metrics. In quantitative, there is influence diagram, tornado analysis, Monte Carlo analysis. Type of risk, there is a positive and a negative. Positive means here in PMP language, exploit, enhance, or share transfer like that. And in negative threat means avoid, mitigate, or transfer. So yeah, this is from our side, Amirve.
All done? Okay, very well done. I really liked how Akib acted like a real project manager and he did manage his team step by step. So, round of applause for team one and especially project manager Akib. Very well done, Akib. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Stop the screen sharing, Akib, please.
Actually, it's all teamwork.
Yeah, that's what a good project manager should say. Okay. So, Akhlaq, Celine, Farad, Girish, Imtiaz, Manu, Ramu, Usman, Usama. Your time starts now. By the way, they completed everything with 1 minute left. So that's a good thing. Not only their CPI was good, their SPI was also good. Okay. Team two, your time has started.
I will share my screen and then I'll pass it on to Farhad after some time. So what we've done is so we've basically divided this into the five focused groups. That is initiation, planning, then we have execution, monitoring, control, and close. And so let me go to the initiation phase. First is nothing but we are creating the business case and the benefits management. After that is initiated, then we create the project charter, and then after the project charter is approved, we create an assumption log, and then we start identifying the stakeholders. In the stakeholders, we identify through basically expert judgments, focus groups, facilitated workshops, document analysis, OPA, and EF. Categorization is done through various factors like external, internal, upward, downward, sideways. And we do the prioritization based on the power index metrics, stakeholder cube, salience model. Once all this is done, then we basically update the stakeholder register. Then in the planning section, we have 18 plans total that we create. One is the stakeholder plan, which basically is divided into two, which is stakeholder engagement strategies and engagement metrics. The engagement matrix is decided by the current level and the desired level of the stakeholders. Whereas in the strategy, it is basically how we change the current engagement level of a stakeholder from a particular level to a desired level. In risk, you basically have different types of identification factors: is risk tolerance, thresholds, risk attitude, risk exposure, risk metrics. Then you identify the risk. Once the risk is identified, you do a qualitative analysis and a quantitative analysis. Based on that analysis, you will then update the risk register. Once the risk register is updated, you will then update the risk response plan. Also, if the risk type is identified as a positive risk, you basically exploit, enhance, share. And if the risk type has a negative impact or it is a threat, you avoid or you mitigate and transfer the risk. Coming to quality, we have the cost of quality, the quality standards, and the quality metrics. This in turn basically then updates the quality management plan. So I think so it got deleted. Then you have resource management plan. You have info communication. We've documented the 4 types of communication. The right information, providing the right information at the right time with the right people to have the right impact. Secondly, the identification communication requirements are face-to-face or virtual. All these are factored in, then gone into the communication management plan. You also have procurement management plan, where you identify the procurement strategies and then document the procurement plan. You have schedule management plan, you have scope management plan, cost management plan, and requirement management plan. I will pass this to Farad sir, and then he can explain the execution part, and we have the agile also here. Over to you, sir.
Can you please enlarge the screen a bit for me?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Krish. So when we proceed to the execution phase, we have to implement the approved plans, whatever developed, such as the risk response implementation, the quality assurance, delivery, and the procurement. Then we move to the monitoring and control phase, do variance analysis. We create change request and get CCC approval, update plans, then control the procurement. When we go to the quality control, is verified deliverables and validated delivery. Then if it is accepted, then we check the quality and we move to the risk audit by risk review meetings. And then the next phase is the closing. We finish the close the project, whether it is successful or unsuccessful. Thank you so much.
Who wants to take the part?
Ramu, can you please discuss this, Ajay? Ramu is there?
Just make it more clear.
Yeah.
It's not clear.
Is it better?
Yes. Agile in project management, roles and responsibilities, like roles are like project owner, product owner represents customer priorities, work defines value, and development team execute tasks, self-organizing and cross-functional. Scrum master facilitates coaches and removes impediments. 4 core values are like customer collaboration over contract negotiation, responding to change over following a fixed plan, working software over comprehensive documentation, individuals and interactions over process and tools. 12 principles we are mainly using Agile is customer satisfaction, welcoming change, delivery frequently, working together, trust and support, face-to-face conversation, working software, sustainable development, continuous attention, maintain simplicity, self-organizing team, reflect and execute.
Yes, what else?
The project types, like predictive, it's called as the waterfall projects, iterative project, incremental project, agile projects, and hybrid projects. Iterative project is a fixed project, a fixed scope, a delivery in single. Incremental scope is fixed, delivery is not fixed. Agile project combines of iterative and incremental approach with flexible and continuous delivery. Hybrid projects are a mix of predictive and agile projects. In the documents mainly used in Agile are product backlog, sprint backlog, product increment, and the ceremonies are sprint planning, which define the sprint goals and select backlog items. Daily stand-up 15 minutes team meeting to discuss progress and challenges, and what to do today, and what did done yesterday, and what to do tomorrow. And the sprint review, demonstrate completed work and gather customer feedback. Sprint retrospective is also called as lesson learned. Internal team meeting for lesson learned for continuous improvement. Estimation, ideal hours, we can categorize as ideal hours, unity estimation, and Fibonacci series. Workflow, sprints usually last 1 to 4 weeks. Normally it's like 2 weeks. Sprint backlog is created based on team velocity. It cannot be compared between 2 sprints. Product backlog, grooming prioritization is ongoing to adapt to changes. Definition of ready, your checklist to confirm readiness before starting a user story. Definition of done, checklist confirming completion, quality.
acceptance creator, customer checklist for acceptance of the deliverable, agile tools, planning poker, collaboration technique to estimate story points, burn down chart, tracks remaining work time, what is work is balance, burn up chart, tracks completed over the time, Kanban chart, visualize workflow stages and identifies bottlenecks. Lead time from request to delivery and what the cycle time is from start to the work, start of work to delivery.
Thank you so much. So, sir, we have completed the workflow, summarized the workflow.
Okay, so it is completed from your side. Very well done, team 2. I'm really happy how Girish took it the way and did a little bit more quicker than the last team. So if at the end of the project, Girish, you are left with a lot of money, it means you did not do the planning right. Right?
Yeah.
However, very well done. Really proud of you. So round of applause for team 2. Okay. So perfectly fine. Team 3, Lakshman, Manpreet, Mathan, Amir, Fazan, Paul, Saf, Akil. Please share your screen right now.
So I share my screen and I will start, and then Paul and other team members will complete the topic. So I will start with the fundamentals. So in fundamental, we will describe about project organization, phases, PMO. So project is an endeavor which has start and end date. Instead of and then operation, when we finish the project in some organization, it continues in as an operation. So operation is a continuous with no end date. So whenever the new project is start, it has a business case which has tangible and intangible values. Tangible is a cost part, and intangible is the brand, and that how the brand works. So for a project to start, first the project charter has to be approved. Once the project charter is approved, the project is giving go ahead to start. So the 5 phases of the project is initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closeout. During initiation, we develop the project charter. Once project charter is approved, then the assumption log and the stakeholder register. In planning, we develop 18 plans against which we will execute the project. During execution, we just follow the plans which were developed in the planning phase. In monitoring and control, we monitor what is the actuals against the plans. And in case the plan is not workable, we update the plan after the change request is raised and approved. And then at the end, project closeout. The project may be successful or unsuccessful, but then the closeout will happen in the closeout stage. Organizations, we have functional organizations, projectized organization, and metrics organizations. In functional organization, the functional manager has the more authority as compared to the project manager. However, in projectized organization, project manager has a full authority for all the resources allocation budgets. And then in between of these two, there is a metrics organization. In metrics organization, there are 3 types of weak, strong metrics, and balanced. In weak metrics, the functional manager has the more authority. However, in strong, it's the PM has the more authority. In balanced metrics, both have same authority, and in case of any conflict, either they will talk to each other, or if not, then it will be escalated to the sponsor. PMO is one of the project management office, under which all the projects are executed. So there are 3 type of roles in different organization. How the PMO will, whether it will be supportive, it may be controlling, or a directive PMO. Then we come to the stakeholders. So as I mentioned in the initiation, we developed the stakeholder register. For that, we have to do the identification that what are the stakeholders of this project. It may be internal, external. So there are 5 processes we follow for the identification of the stakeholders. We do interviews with high value persons like sponsor, business analyst, process groups, facilitated workshops, document analysis, organizational process assets, and enterprise environmental factors. With these 5 processes, we identify the stakeholders. Then we list down all the stakeholders in the stakeholder register, and we categorize the stakeholders, whether it is internal, external, upward, downward, or sidewards. Internal are internal to the organization, external are external to the organization, upward, whom the PM will report, downward are the PM subordinates, and sidewards are the peers who are the PMs of other projects. Then we prioritize the stakeholders. This called is prioritization. We develop power interest metrics like high power, high interest, high power, low interest, low power, low interest. So with these, we classify or prioritize which stakeholder has different powers and interest. Either we use power interest metrics, or we use stakeholder cube, or we use salience model for that. Based on that, we develop the stakeholder engagement metrics. It is that what are the current level of the stakeholder engagement and what is the desired. So it has unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, leading, and based on their current and desired what is the gap, we define strategies how we will close that gap. Then we'll move to the teams. So for team, we identify the resources, that what will be the resources. There are 4 types of resources. Material, machinery, manpower. So there are in teams, there are 3 types of team setup. One is virtual, one is physical, and one is hybrid. Depending upon the type of the projects and the size of the project, maybe you have virtual, maybe you have physical or hybrid. For a team, we develop a team charter which defines the ground rules, values, visions, and decisions, that how the decision will be made if the conflict arises. All this information is in the team charter. And during the formation of the team, there are 5 stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. So forming is that when everybody came, they have different cultures, so they don't talk to each other. Storming, when they are able to understand each other, there are conflict raises. Then norming, based on the coaching given by the PM, start to normalize, start to know each other. And then performing is the stage where is the peak performance is provided based on all the gaps overcome by the team members. And then at the last, when the project is about to finish, they adjourn. And so when during a team, the conflict management is one of the important factor also, that there are 5 levels of communication, and there are conflict management techniques which are used to for the team conflict resolution. One is the win-win situation, lose-win, lose-lose, or win-lose. It depends upon how you will, or which technique is best for the conflict. Then we have different motivational theories like Maslow, Osbert, and all that. In team, we define the RACI and RAM. RACI matrix defines who is responsible, who is accountable, whom to consult, and whom to inform. So that's the team. Then I will request Paul to start with the agile.
Can you enlarge it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Agile.
okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Agile is one of the process in the project management planning. Here in Agile, there are Agile is not fixed, scope is not fixed, and there is a delivery. And Agile consists of 4 values. That 4 values, we have customer collaboration over contract negotiation, respond to change over following a plan, working software over comprehensive documentation, individual interaction over a process and tools. There are 12 principles in Agile. In the 12 principles, what we have seen is of the four values. There are 5 events and ceremonies under Agile. The sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, retrospective. In sprint, there are 3 roles: Scrum Master, Product Owner, and Team. 3 artifacts: product backlog, sprint backlog, product backlog. Product backlog, we can see manages backlogs, prioritize, and work based on values. Scrum Master plays a servant leadership. Can you go down?
Yes, 1 minute. Yeah.
Estimation methods. In estimation methods, there are different types: idle levels, affinity, Fibonic, planning poker. Information radiators, there is a burn down, burn up, and task board. Burn up, we can see that how much work is remaining, and burn down, how much work is done. And Kanban board, it gives the progress of the bottleneck in progress.
And then the communication. Yeah.
In communication plan, management plan, it's one of the process in management planning. There are 4 types of communication. Here we have right information, right people, and right time to have. There are 3 types of communication: push, pull, and interactive communication. Here push means we have to send the mail. Pull means we are extracting the communication, and interactive, both of the communication from push and pull. There are different types of communication, which is communicated by channels, and it's calculated by n into n minus 1 by 2. N means number of participants. And work performance data. Work performance data means you are getting information and reporting to the team. It's called as a work performance report also. Then you can go for cost management.
Yeah.
Yes, cost management plan have estimation, cost baseline, and project budget. In cost baseline, there is a cost of conformance and contingency, project budget, cost baseline, management reserve. Earned value analysis. Earned value analysis, we have product value, actual value, XPI, cost value variance, BAC, EAC, and the last one is TCPI.
Thank you, Paul. Now, Matthew or Seth.
You have 2 minutes.
Yes, Lakshmanan, you can take over scope and schedule. Okay, if not there, I'll do it. So the scope, we first identify the requirements. We collect the requirements using context diagrams or prototypes and other different methods. Then we prepare the requirements management plan, and under it, we then prepare the requirements traceability matrix. Then we define the scope management plan and differentiate between project scope and operation scope, from which we prepare the project scope statement. The project scope statement then is broken down into WPS, which basically has 3 key layers: controlled account, planning package, and work package. And then we prepare the scope baseline, which comprises of project scope statement, WPS dictionary, and code of account. Can you move down to schedule? In schedule, we first prepare the schedule management plan. The work package that was created under scope is broken down into activity list, activity attributes, and milestone. We check the relationships: finish, start, finish, and start, finish. We look at the estimation methods, which are analogous, parametric, bottom-up, and 3-point. We use a network diagram to find the critical path and establish the schedule baseline. We use resource optimization techniques like leveling and smoothing, and schedule compression techniques like crashing and fast tracking.
Quality. Will you explain quality?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, quality will determine the quality management plan, standards, tools, techniques, cost of the quality divided to cost of conformance, cost of non-conformance, and the quality metrics. From the quality we have managing quality assurance. Quality control we have divided inspection, templates, we have templates, and sampling will do it random and statistical. We select from the selected items, and we have the inspection checklist and the checklist for check sheet. Quality control audit, we do the internal audit and external audits, and from the third party or independently. For quality improvements, we have timing cycle, Six Sigma, Kaizen, Lean. We are following this one.
Yeah, just then risk.
Time's up, time's up, time's up, time's up, time's up. When the clock strike 9, it is 9:09. So time is up. Whatever can you do? Time is up. Okay? So when time is up, time's up.
Yeah.
Okay. Last team. Team 4. Ali Raza, your time starts now.
Yeah, hi everyone. So I can start the presentation from my group. So I can start with the project. So project is a temporary endeavor which has start and end date. So to create a project, first we need to have an understanding on business case and benefit management plan. These are the two documents that are input to the project charter, and they define the benefits we're going to be getting to build this project or what kind of return of investment we're going to be having. So project is basically, there are various phases in project lifecycle. We can start with initiation. In initiation, we do project charter, which is a high-level scope, risk, or high-level details, assumption logs, and then we have a stakeholder registered. In planning, we implement various plans, starting with scope, schedule, cost, quality, resource, communication, risk, procurement, stakeholder, configuration management plan. My team member will talk about these plans in detail, and then in execution phase, we make sure those plans are being implemented, direct, all the work is being direct and managed properly. Then we have managed procurement in execution phase. And then when you talk about monitoring and control, we say if there is any change control, if there is any change request in place, we measure performance, we do reporting, measure all the matrices, we manage all kind of risk and issues, and then we track scope, schedule, cost, and based on that, we implement those change requests. And then once we have a successful monitoring and controlling phase, then the final phase we have is closing. In closing, we simply, once we delivered our deliverable, we generate the final report, we update the lesson learned registered and repository, update the documents, we made those final payments, clear the settlements with our sellers for procurements, and then we close the project. Yeah, that's all from my side. Now my team member is going to talk about Agile.
So, Kassi sir, please take over.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Please continue.
Right. Agile is a mindset. Agile, the basic two principles of Agile is the incremental delivery and accept the change. These are the two core ideas. And the 4 core values that it has is customer collaboration over the contract negotiations, respond to change over following a plan, working software over comprehensive documentation, and individual interaction over process and tools. And from this roles, Scrum Master is nothing but the project manager, project owner is equivalent to our sponsor, and we have a project team. Project team has the higher stand on how many story points they have to take for an sprint. Now on the events and artifacts side, events, there are 4 major events: stand up and sprint planning. Stand up will happen on a daily basis. Sprint planning will happen in the beginning of the sprint. Sprint review and retrospective at the very end of the sprint. In this stand up, we majorly focus on the work, what is completed yesterday, what is in scope for today, and what are all the blockers that we have. In the planning phase, we plan for the week and we try to identify the story points and then assign the work. In the sprint, this is the review of the product output. And in the retrospective, we review the lessons learned and the best practices. And there is from the leadership style, the project manager should act as the servant leader. So it's how it is.
Yeah, can you please zoom into stakeholder? Right top corner.
Right top corner. This one?
Yeah, zoom in, please. So this is Mohit, and I will be explaining stakeholder management, communication management, and quality. So can you please zoom in a little bit? Yeah. So stakeholder management has 4 arms, and the first one is to identify the stakeholder. In order to identify the stakeholder, we have 5 processes, 5 techniques. The first one is SME, subject matter expert. Then we have focus group, and then we have facilitated workshop. Difference between focus and facilitated workshop is that in focus we have less than 12 people. For greater than 12 people, we have facilitated workshop. Then we do document analysis, organizational process assets. Then we have EEF. For that, we have PESTEL, 6 factors, 6 points. The P is for political, E is for economicals, S for social things, T for technology, L for laws, and E for environment. Once we identify the stakeholder, we have to register them in the stakeholder register. Once the stakeholders are registered in the register, then we go and analyze the stakeholders. For that, we have our interest metrics, stakeholder cube, and salience model. Before that, we check what kind of stakeholder it says, internal, external, and other like that. Then once we have analyzed the stakeholders, we engage them. Okay, for that we have a chart where we have the current status of the stakeholder, and it gives us the current engagement of the stakeholder, and if we want to change it to our current situation likeness, and for that we have view, unaware, or resistant, and neutral, as supportive, and a leading. Once we have the stakeholder engagement plan, we go to the stakeholder communication plan. Can you move to the top left? Yeah. So for communication, the main 4 R's of the communication are: we need to get the right information to the right people at the right time to make the right impact. Okay. The other types of communication, are push, pull, interactive, osmotic. Push is when you give information to someone. It's a one-way information, and pull is also when you pull out some information, like watching a YouTube video. Interactive is a two-way process where the sender encodes and the receiver decodes and then gives the feedback to the sender. And osmotic is a natural flow of the communication, like if two people are talking in a room and the third one gets the information naturally. And the most important point of the or part or the way of communication is the emotional intelligence, and it has 5 points. If you are self-aware, you will be able to manage yourself, and if you have social skills, you will be able to engage with others. And for when you know what others thinks, that's empathy, and what motivates other is the motivation. Also, we have PMO. While we are doing a project, we need the PMO, and PMO has 3 types: sportive, controlling, directive. Sportive is when they give you all the tools and processes and resources, and when you add audit to it, it becomes controlling. And the directive is you get directions daily from the PM. Also, in communication, you need to understand what kind of organization you're working with. In matrix organization, we have strong matrix, balanced, weak. In strong, we have 100% power with the PM, and the functional manager has 0 power. And the weak matrix is the inverse of that, where PM has 0 power and functional manager has 100% power. In between, we have balance, whereas 50-50% power is distributed between project manager and functional manager. Now let's move to the quality. Can you please go to the bottom? Bottom left, please. Yeah, sure. Then we have quality management plan. In quality management plan, we have quality control tools in which we have audit.
5 minutes left.
Yeah. In which we have audit, external, internal, and third party, and the preferred one is the third party. In inspections, we cannot do all the inspections. We do sampling, and there are 5 ways of doing sampling: random deliverable checks, statistical sampling, questionnaires and surveys, check sheets, survey to collect data. Then we create trend charts in which comes under feedback. We have histogram, Pareto chart. This is 20-80, vital few, trivial many. We have scatter program where XY chart is drawn, and if X increases, Y increases, this is positive correlation. If X increases, Y decreases, this is negative correlation. And if X increases, Y has no effect, this is no correlation. We also have fishbone diagram where we resolve the issue or the bottleneck by making a cause effect diagram. Control chart are to control the process of if anything. In control chart, we have upper and lower limit, and if anything goes out, we need to check it. Also, then there is cost of quality, prevention cost, appraisal cost, external failure, internal failure. And for quality insurance, ensures that the right processes are followed to ensure the quality. Now I will hand over to Mr. Kasi for scope.
Can you go left of that bottom? You can follow my image.
Right bottom?
No, left upper. Above. Just answer scope. Right. In scope, we gather the requirements and we capture all the requirements in the requirements traceability matrix. The scope is 2 parts: product scope and project scope. Product scope is a major piece in that. Project scope is one of the part, and when we filter out the operations from the product scope, you'll get to see project scope. Then scope statement includes the scope of the project, at the same time the acceptance criteria. Then scope baseline, this includes the scope statement along with WBs and WBS dictionary. And the deliverables are based on the stage. It is called into varieties. Validated scope, validated deliverable is the deliverable of the product that we are internally accepted and from that this is fine from team side. And accepted deliverable is the deliverable that makes the acceptance criteria, and that client has to say there that this met acceptance criteria. That is when we call it an accepted deliverable. Then outside this, there's always a possibility of scope creep and gold plating. Scope is where you keep on adding the additional scope to the project. And gold plating is something that as a project, from the project team, you add in addition to the agreed scope. These two you're adding on top of the existing scope. This is scope.
We can move to schedule, I think, and cost. Yeah.
So cost has cost baseline. It contains the cost of activities and contingency reserve. So the activities is this approach is similar to our activity derivation. You will identify based on WBS, right? It's a similar approach that we use when we are deriving the cost. Cost of activities plus contingency reserve is called cost baseline. Contingency reserve, to use contingency reserve, we don't need a change request. And contingency reserve is additional reserve that you are maintaining on top of the actual cost that you have estimated for the activities. Then project budget, it includes cost baseline plus management reserve. If you want to use the management reserve, you have to create a change request and get it approved. Moving on to performance budget baseline. Since by the time you come here, you must have completed scope baseline, cost baseline, and schedule baseline. All these three together, we call this as performance baseline. Okay. And the important is value management. In this, you have earned value, planned value, actual cost, schedule performance index, and cost performance index. SPI and CPI should be greater than 1. Then your project is on or above the schedule, and then above the cost, actually positive. Right? Schedule variance, cost variance, and the other components will depend. TCPK is the last one, and TCPK should be below 1. Okay.
Thank you, Kashi. I think we should move to next topic. Your voice is breaking. Next, we have schedule. In schedule, we have schedule management.
In schedule, you are running out of time.
Done? 0?
I guess that's enough. Okay. Both teams, beautiful done. Team 3, team 4, Mathin, very well done. Ali Raza, very well done. I promise you today that you will have 5-time PMP revision, but I gave you 6 times. First PMP checklist, then you make your own mind map, then 4 teams did 6-time PMP revision. Now is that making sense more? Like when you guys were having confusion, how the topic was here. Now that makes sense to you more, guys, or still confusing? I was just replying to everybody on LinkedIn, and still only 15 to 20 people have commented and 25 people reposted it. I'm gonna request you again, guys, please do that. We will end our class today, and tomorrow is a very interesting day. Tomorrow, Martina and I are reviewing the question answers. You will do those question answers. 108 questions, which we will be doing. I will be doing 30 questions. I will be revising the PMP summary quickly, and it will be fun. Okay. So tomorrow is a very important day. It will be a public session. I will allow, if you have friends who want to join, they can join. I will share that link, and it will be fun. Don't miss tomorrow's session, and see you same time, same location, and different link. With that, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, good morning, good evening, good night. Stay safe, stay home. I hope everyone stays safe. Bye-bye.
Recording stopped.
So this was my students. This was my student of this session, and this was the mind map exercise. If you want to join the next program, my next class enrollment is open, and we are here, and we can start working into it. With that, bye-bye.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amir Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually, like I'm kind of like really
I got my results and I was above target in all 3 categories.
Wow.
So